Danny woke up the morning after his 40th birthday party expecting a normal day, but his wife Alice was suddenly 9 months pregnant. The night before, she had been perfectly normal, yet now an entire year had somehow passed overnight. When Danny blinked and woke up again, Alice was holding their newborn daughter whose name he didn't even know. Somehow, Danny was living only his birthdays while entire years of his life vanished in his sleep. What curse had trapped him in this nightmare where he was losing his family 1 year at a time? To understand how Danny became trapped in this temporal prison, we must go back to where it all began. On New Year's Eve 2008, Danny was celebrating in the crowded festivities when he spotted what he thought was his girlfriend from behind and quickly kissed her. However, he had made a terrible mistake. It wasn't his girlfriend at all, but a complete stranger wearing a similar dress. Danny immediately apologized.
No, è che la mia fidanzata c'ha un vestito proprio uguale al tuo.
Explaining that he had recently bought the exact same dress for his girlfriend, which caused the confusion. The girl was furious and told him to get away before she slapped him. Just then, Danny's actual girlfriend appeared and saw him kissing this other woman. Without listening to explanations,
Che praticamente lei
Vaffanculo, Dante.
she broke up with Danny on the spot, declaring she never wanted to speak to him again. Danny was devastated, thinking the new year had started terribly. The girl he had mistakenly kissed asked why he was standing there instead of going after his girlfriend. Danny explained that his ex was very stubborn. Once she decided to break up, she would never forgive him. Then Danny asked the girl if she was single. In one of life's strange twists, Danny's charm impressed the girl despite the awkward circumstances. In a single day, he had lost one girlfriend and gained another. The name of this new girlfriend was Alice, who would become the heroine of this extraordinary story. Many months passed, and Danny and Alice fell deeply in love and got married. Alice was a talented painter, while Danny worked as a dedicated office employee with a consuming obsession for his career. He believed hard work now would lead to financial security later, with a detailed plan to work until age 50, earn lots of money, then live comfortably with Alice and future children. Danny's first birthday after marriage arrived, and Alice had planned a special celebration. She wanted to spend the day together, but Danny immediately dismissed her plans, claiming important office work couldn't wait. He was perpetually running late, getting ready with storm-like speed while Alice made pancakes with love. Alice suggested he count to 10 to let the hot pancakes cool down, but Danny didn't have time. He put the scorching pancakes in his mouth and left immediately because today was the last day to submit an important office report. While Danny stressed about work, Alice prepared for his birthday celebration, decorating their home and inviting guests. When Alice called asking when he would arrive, Danny lied about being 10 minutes away. In reality, he needed to visit his father, who suffered from dementia and lived in an elder care center. Danny quickly dropped off supplies, promising to bring anything else after the party. A carpenter called saying Danny's bathroom door was ready for pickup. Danny said he would get it tomorrow, but the carpenter was leaving for 10 days. Reluctantly, Danny collected the door, loaded it into his car, and fought through traffic to reach home where the party was already in full swing. When friends saw him bringing the bathroom door, they teased him about giving himself a door as a birthday gift. Danny's best friend Leo pulled his leg about his work obsession, joking they thought Danny might return home for his next birthday. Instead of joining the celebration, Danny immediately got busy installing the bathroom door. Leo questioned what was the point of working day and night like this. Danny explained his philosophy: work hard for 10 more years, earn lots of money, and at 50 live comfortably with Alice and children. Leo tried convincing him to learn to live in the present, warning not to strangle today's happiness for tomorrow's, but Danny wasn't ready to understand. Alice presented Danny with a beautiful painting she had created for him, which made him very happy. They cut the cake beautifully, but then something strange happened. Danny felt as if everyone around him was moving in slow motion. The shocking discovery that opened this story then occurred. Danny woke up to find Alice vomiting in the bathroom. When he asked if she had drunk too much, Alice responded with confusion, asking if he thought she was crazy enough to drink alcohol in this situation. The house looked completely clean with no sign of previous night's decorations. When Danny asked how she cleaned everything so quickly, Alice said she hadn't cleaned anything. She wished him happy birthday, darling, and kissed him before leaving. Danny was bewildered by Alice wishing him happy birthday again. Seeing her enlarged belly, he jokingly suggested she remove the pillow from her stomach, but there was no pillow. Alice was genuinely pregnant. When Danny asked if she had eaten a lot at yesterday's party, Alice was confused, claiming there had been no party yesterday. Alice reminded Danny that it had been a year since his last birthday. The calendar showed 2011 instead of 2010. Danny began sweating, unable to understand how an entire year had flown by. Alice thought Danny must have drunk too much and suggested he rest at home. After bathing and resting, Danny woke up to find Alice's stomach completely normal again. Relieved, he thought what he had seen was just a dream.
Ho fatto un sogno assurdo.
Alice corrected him, explaining she wasn't currently pregnant because she had just given birth and couldn't think about another baby for 2 years. Danny started feeling dizzy and heard a baby crying. He found Alice playing with a child. Every time he woke up, an entire year had passed. The last time Alice was pregnant, now the child was born. Danny didn't even know if it was a boy or girl. When he said their son was cute, Alice corrected him saying it was a daughter, joking that perhaps Danny had inherited his father's dementia. Through clever questioning, Danny learned their daughter was called Gabby.
Ma che cazzo dici?
Danny went to a therapist, explaining that on his birthday 2 years ago, he slept and woke up a year later with his wife pregnant. The second time he woke up, another year passed and the baby was born, but he only remembered his birthdays with no recollection of other days. The doctor assured him that after complete examination, his brain was normal with no dementia. The doctor believed Danny was stressed about his job and recommended vacation with family to relax his mind. Danny returned home to find Gabby crying loudly. Alice was working on a painting for a client and got angry, pointing out that Gabby wasn't only her daughter but his too. She demanded that if Danny comforted the child just once, he wouldn't lose his job. Danny realized he had never spent time with his daughter, and Alice wasn't happy with him. Alice vented her anger, explaining he was always busy at the office. If he had ever loved his daughter, he would know what it meant to be a father.
Se vai tu per una volta una tragedia, eh?
Danny immediately picked up Gabby, calming her and putting her to sleep. He went to the bathroom and washed his face. Suddenly he had a mustache. Another year had passed. Alice was making a birthday cake. Danny asked since when he had the mustache, and Alice said about 3 months. The calendar showed 2013. 3 years had passed at rocket speed. Alice made pancakes and Danny helplessly asked if she was happy with him. Alice explained he had changed, having no time for her but always available for office work. She requested he spend time with them on his birthday, but Danny still insisted on going to the office in the afternoon. Alice had given up and told him to go to the office, asking him to at least kiss his daughter goodbye. Danny asked whether Gabby was on the bed or in the crib. Alice told him to look outside in the crib. Danny found Gabby had grown significantly and was walking. His happiness was boundless seeing her walk and call him Papa. Alice responded with frustration, explaining Gabby had started walking some time ago, and this was just the first time Danny witnessed it. Moreover, her first word was Mama, not Papa, and Alice had made a video and sent it to Danny, but he never had time to watch it. Danny met his friend Leo and explained the strange things happening to him. 2 years ago they had fixed the bathroom door together, and this was the first time meeting Leo since then. Danny noticed cigarettes in his pocket, though he didn't know when he picked up this habit. He told Leo about Alice becoming pregnant, the baby being born, and now the baby talking, but he wasn't conscious of any events. Leo jokingly said he had seen such things in movies. Danny asked Leo to stop joking and help, wanting to know if they had talked during these 2 years. Leo said 3 months ago. Danny told him the distance between him and Alice was increasing because of work. Danny wanted to spend time with her and planned to see a therapist. Leo suggested Danny leave his job and go somewhere with his family for peace. Danny decided work was the root of all problems and went to quit his job. As he entered the office, his clothes changed to a court suit. Another year had passed and Danny had become company director without knowing it. When he asked employees where the director was, they laughed, saying he was the director. Katie, the secretary, explained the previous director retired and handed over the position to Danny because he worked day and night and deserved it. When Danny said he came to resign, Katie asked who would leave such a job with free insurance, life insurance, and other benefits. She gave him a gift and wished him happy birthday. In the parking lot, Danny pressed his car key and a luxury car responded instead of his small car. While driving home, Danny realized he had achieved career success but done nothing for family. He had to choose between career and family, and chose family. Alice called about a counseling session starting in 2 minutes. Danny had no idea what counseling was about but asked for the location. At the counseling center, Danny discovered they had applied for divorce and been attending sessions for 8 months. During counseling, Danny said he was clear. He had no complaints about his wife, wanted to spend his whole life with her, and loved his family very much. Alice contradicted him, telling the counselor that last time Danny said he didn't like living with family and preferred staying at the office. She questioned his sudden show of love, calling everything lies. Danny requested patience, saying he didn't know what he said last time and had improved, asking to schedule the next session after a week. The counselor agreed. After leaving, Danny suggested going home together, but Alice said she wanted to go somewhere else and left.
Ma non torniamo insieme?
Ho da fare, ci vediamo dopo.
Danny went home alone, afraid of losing Alice and worried about his life. He looked at photos showing happy moments but remembered nothing. He took a beer from the fridge, drank it in tension, and when he turned around, had changed completely. Another year passed. Danny called Alice asking where she was. She said she was at home, but when Danny said he was also home without her there, Alice shouted that in his work obsession, he had forgotten she left his house and lived elsewhere. Danny apologized and requested she come over for important discussion. After much pleading, Alice agreed to come later. Danny received a call from the elder care center. His father's dementia had worsened and he was on the roof threatening to jump. Danny rushed there and talked his father down after 5 years of not speaking to him. His father said he wanted to join his late wife. Danny brought him down safely and went home sadly. There was noise from the kitchen. Danny thought Alice came, but it was Katie. She said she came from the office and thought she should prepare dinner for both. Danny was shocked, learning another year had passed and he had been living with Katie for 7 months. When the doorbell rang, Danny asked Katie to hide in the bathroom because Alice might be coming. Katie asked why they needed to be afraid since Danny and Alice had broken up, but Danny wanted personal talk with Alice. Katie went to the bathroom angrily. Danny brought Alice inside, apologizing and saying his job came between them. He was going to leave it and be happy with Alice and their daughter, never separating again. Alice was convinced and they were about to kiss when she saw things indicating another woman lived there. Katie deliberately made noise from the bathroom, convincing Alice that Danny was having an affair. Alice angrily left, calling Danny a cheater.
Non mi devi spiegare niente, guarda, evidentemente la tua idea di pausa era diversa dalla mia.
Danny told Katie that if he ever tried to flirt with her in future, she should reject him and never come to the house again. Katie left, cursing him. Another year passed and Katie wished Danny happy birthday. Danny angrily reminded her he told her to reject him no matter what. Katie got angry, saying he had begged her to come back into his life and now was turning around. She declared she would find a better boyfriend and left. At the office celebration with new faces Danny didn't recognize, he said he was unwell and sent everyone home except Leo. Both friends talked, with Danny saying 6 years ago he told Leo that by 50 he would reach high career position then live with family. But it seemed he would never get that chance. Leo said on every birthday he requested Danny go on a roller coaster ride like a child, but Danny always refused, saying his life was already a roller coaster. Leo sadly left. Danny went to Alice's house, but she was no longer willing to listen. She explained Danny talked nicely on every birthday but ignored her the rest of the year. She said she was a human being, not a doll to be switched on whenever he wanted. She closed the door. Danny banged the door until it opened with someone else there. Another year had passed. Alice's language trainer and boyfriend Omar opened the door. Alice wished Danny happy birthday for appearances and asked him to take Gabby and their dog for a walk. Gabby had grown significantly and talked well. She was happy but sad seeing Danny. At the park, instead of talking to her, Danny was usually busy on his mobile. Today he asked what she liked and disliked. Gabby said she liked when Papa talked to her and disliked when he looked at mobile instead of playing. Omar explained there were two things they couldn't control, past and tomorrow, but today's happiness was under their control. He mentioned he and Alice thought they would be together, and if they liked each other, would move to another city permanently. Danny threw a ball for the dog, but when it returned, it had grown up. Another year passed. Leo called with cancer, having only 50% survival chance. Danny felt bad knowing another year might pass and Leo might not survive. He gave Leo false comfort then went home emotional, crying while remembering first meeting Alice, their marriage, and happy moments. Danny visited his father at the elder care center. His father didn't remember anything and had forgotten Danny. His father started coughing, so Danny went for water, but when he returned, another year had passed and his father had died, leaving only belongings for Danny to collect. Afraid something happened to Leo, Danny called but got no answer. Going out, he saw Leo standing by his car smoking. Leo was fine. Cancer symptoms had disappeared though they didn't know if it was completely cured. Leo had come to pick up Danny for the roller coaster ride Danny had refused for years. Both friends enjoyed themselves like children. 10 years had passed and Danny turned 50. He decided not to work anymore, went to the company to resign, and apologized to Katie. He called Alice requesting that she and Gabby come stay for his birthday. Alice had left Omar and was living alone with Gabby. This time she agreed because Danny hadn't had affairs in recent years. Danny bought a dog for his daughter. All three had fun together. Danny had never been so happy in 10 years. That night, he told Alice everything that happened in the last 10 years. Alice understood to some extent. They reminisced about their proposal, marriage, and starting happy life in the house. Danny told Gabby a story to put her to sleep, thinking he didn't want any change tomorrow morning and wanted this life forever. The next morning, Danny woke to find Gabby wasn't in bed. Nervous about another year passing, he went to the kitchen where Alice and Gabby were making hot pancakes. Today wasn't Danny's birthday, it was the day after, October 27th. Danny had come out of the time loop. Danny told Alice he didn't know what he did in the last 10 years but would live his future life with both of them, pleading for her to come back. Alice, who watched this drama for 10 years, said she needed time to think. When Gabby asked if pancakes were ready, Alice gave her hot ones. Danny said to count to 10 so they would cool down and she could eat comfortably. Alice was surprised hearing this from Danny, who never waited for pancakes to cool before eating them in a hurry. All three counted to 10 together, with Danny counting very slowly. Seeing him count so patiently, Alice understood there had been a change in Danny. She started trusting he wouldn't repeat past mistakes and would spend time with family. She decided to give Danny another chance. This movie Still Time ended with Danny's 10-year work plan finally bearing fruit. Though he lost 10 years, he learned a lot about life. That time spent with family and living in the present moment was more valuable than future success or financial security. The curse was broken not by magic, but by his genuine change of heart and priorities.